New tonight here on The Current, the Quad Cities Chamber of Commerce is looking at what local priorities are most important as we go through 2025. Basically, what areas are most pressing to QCA businesses and their employees. The Chamber's top priority this year on both sides of the river is housing at all levels. But what else is top of mind right now? For that, we turn to Ryan Senf, the Chamber's Executive Director of Government Affairs. Ryan, thank you so much for being here.
Shelby, thank you.
Why don't we start broad here? When we say the Quad Cities Chamber has goals or priorities for 2025, what does that mean?
Absolutely. So the Quad Cities Chamber goes through an extensive process to hear from our member businesses to understand what issues are most important to them. So we compile that over a number of months and then bring it together and publish that as a list of our legislative priorities. So that's really what we work on throughout the rest of the year.
And when you say legislative priorities, are you working with lawmakers on the state level and the local level?
Absolutely, local, state, and federal. So we work with our state legislators here in the Quad Cities, as well as our city council members and even our members of Congress.
All right, so one of your top priorities listed this year was transportation and infrastructure. It's a big topic. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, certainly at the local level, coordination and integration of transportation services is a priority for businesses who want to get their employees to work efficiently so you're not on the bus for a long amount of time. We do a great job of that here in the Quad Cities of working together, but we also know that there's room for improvement, and so our local government affairs team is going to work on helping to coordinate that. And at the state level in Illinois, we know there's a lot of conversation about Chicago transit. We think it's really important that downstate and the Quad Cities is a part of that conversation as well.
Now, as part of this piece of this puzzle, also roads and work when it comes to roads?
Absolutely. I mean, having better roads and good road conditions is always important, but we like to think strategically about how we can improve systems. So we leave the cities that are really good at fixing the potholes and everything to them.
Well, another one of the priorities listed was amenity investments. Are we talking things like riverfronts or attracting people? What does that mean?
Absolutely. We're really excited that I think over the next 5 years, the Quad Cities is going to see its riverfront transformed. There's projects in Davenport, Rock Island, Moline, Bettendorf, East Moline, everywhere in the Quad Cities has downtown or riverfront projects. So we just want to be supportive, help to find additional dollars to help drive that investment forward. So that's a huge priority in attracting and retaining employees and people in the Quad Cities as well.
Yeah, talk about that. When you talk to businesses, how important is it for a small business in East Moline or Bettendorf to have the riverfront look nice?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we can all agree that it's important for our region to be a place where people want to live, work, and play, and do business. And so it's very important for everyone. And we heard that in our legislative survey that more investment and attention to the riverfronts is a priority for Quad City businesses.
Well, Ryan, I can't have you here and not ask about housing, because that was number one priority on both sides of the river. What is the chamber working on towards that?
Absolutely. Well, specifically in Illinois, we're working really closely with our legislators locally to introduce legislation to invest in middle-income housing in Illinois. The governor earlier this year actually released an ad hoc report calling on new investment and an emphasis on middle-income housing. So we believe our proposal is going to fit really nicely into what the governor wants to work on, and so that's a top priority and something we'll focus on all through next year.
Well, I feel like the answer is it's always never enough. But is this proposal, is it enough to make a difference in the Quad Cities?
Absolutely. We think that helping to subsidize development and basically create tools on the Illinois side that equal what exists already on the Iowa side helps to level the playing field and create equity and parity between all the Quad Cities communities.
All right. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today.
Great. Thanks.
For you guys at home, the Chamber broke down its top priorities for 2025 locally and specific to each side of the river. So to view the full report, you can head over to WQAD.com.